Today's training will be short and sweet. Unlike my usual self, I don't think I need until 3:30, hopefully, unless you have a lot of questions you want to ask me, then fire away afterwards, okay? There are a couple of things you want to cover here. After continuing from our second half 2021 market direction talk, where I mentioned to you all certain launches will be moving faster, and then it's for you to focus on them. Why? Because there are a lot of upcoming land plots, confirm and reserve list ones that are going to go on the market, and there are a lot of bids for them, of course. So if you all followed the news yesterday, Slim Barracks, there's also some record numbers for the RCR market, 1,200 plus per square foot per plot ratio. When it comes to being sold finally on the market, right, you can expect prices of about 2,001 onwards per square foot. Quite a remarkable jump. So it seems like 2,000 plus PSF will be an RCR norm very soon. Just like now, your ECs, 1,100, 1,200 PSF, people are getting used to it. The Tampines Street plot of EC might even go for 1,250 to 1,350 PSF. So there's so many things that's happening. For those of you who aren't sure exactly why the market is so hot, what's going on? How come COVID, Delta variant, open, shut, 5 to what, 0 to 5, 5 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 2 again, right? What's actually going on? How come market can still go up? Well, there are a lot of reasons, and we pointed that out before in the second half talk, but I will also recap a little bit before we go forward. Okay, yeah, thank you so much for letting me know loud and clear. Okay, so let's move forward. And finally, after that, once I share about the recent sales numbers for land prices, then we will talk about what are the top new launches to focus on for the rest of 2021. Okay, hope you get some good insights from this, helps you in targeting for your sales. Okay, if you remember this, just hang on. Okay, last few months ago, I just mentioned to you all that limited GLS supply should signal greater en bloc interest by developers. So of course, we have seen how there's a lot of appetite, a lot of bidders for GLS, except for maybe one plot, the Marina View plot, right? There's only one bidder, IOI themselves, who won it, who triggered it and won it. So good for them. But the rest of the market have been very hot with 9 to 10 bids per land released. So in the en bloc market, we could also see interest heating up. And this is 2021. Remember what I told you last year, or sorry, 2019, I had a crystal ball, if you remember. Crystal ball 2021, what is going to happen? This is what's going to happen. En bloc interest and low supply to prop up developers' interest and get them all awake from their slumber. Okay, so everybody's aggressively land banking, especially in RCR, OCR areas. Why? Because these areas are very resilient to all the COVID crisis going on, because people still need to upgrade, people still need bigger spaces. And well, we're seeing that play out right now. Okay, this chart I showed you mid of the year shows you a few lines. So just recap very quickly, okay? The unsold supply, the blue line, excluding ECs. ECs are traditionally very low supply anyway. So the unsold supply has been steadily dropping since 2019. Sales is very strong. We see that the pipeline supply, okay, unsold supply is different from pipeline supply. Okay, unsold supply means unsold basically. Is building in progress but unsold. Okay, pipeline supply means the total number of units, including sold and unsold. Okay, very simple to understand. Total versus just unsold. Okay, you can see that the pipeline supply has also been stagnating. It's not going up very quickly. From 2019, it has been moving downwards slightly. You can see the PPI, the property price index, for the yellow line, okay, for non-landed has been steadily going up, and we can feel that. Our resale listings are also moving very fast. And then the potential supply, the red line, okay, the potential supply, meaning from the en bloc market that's confirmed GLS sites that will be released by the government, okay, announced and released. And of course, not including the reserve sites. Reserve sites, sometimes you really need to trigger these the minimum price that the government wants before they will sell it to you, something like the Marina View site, okay? So we can see that there's a few indicators that are low. The potential supply is low, so that's why developers really want to ramp up their supply now and bidding so aggressively. Slim Barracks yesterday, there's two bidders, right? Kingsford, who won it under his wife's name, Gao Xiuhua, okay, so she won it. and the other one was won by EL Development. So there are still another easily more than 10 bidders, developers who have not gotten their land bank appetite satiated. So they still want to buy. So it's just waiting for the right plot, and you can bet the upcoming GLS will still be very, very sought after. Okay, next, let's take a look at some recap. There's still a shortfall in the average 10-year completed supply. Okay, as we all know, things don't change so fast in the real estate market, right? So this also was mid-year's figures. As of now, we are here. Let me just draw. As of now, we are here, second half of the year, right? We are here, 2021. There's a big shortfall. There's also triggering people who need immediate homes not getting it. Okay, and next year still, we can expect this shortfall to happen. Hopefully, construction can resume pace. And even in 2023, there's only a marginal oversupply of out of the previous 10-year per annum average. 2024 is also marginally across it, and 2025 onwards, there's a huge shortfall. So in these few years, it's very difficult for prices to fall unless the government stops propping up the market, unless the government really puts a very draconian cooling measure in place. Otherwise, you can see in the past 2 years, although we don't have so much foreign population coming in, property market is still very robust and driven largely by local demand, largely, okay? So we are seeing a lot of course, overseas buyers still in certain markets, like the very high-end markets, Hong Kong buyers, even this Far East. His brother, right, Philip Ng's brother, Robert, is coming to Singapore because probably to diversify and get out of Hong Kong partially because of the situation, the endless political crisis, right? So Sinoland is coming to Singapore. Jalan Anak Bukit site, the mixed residential and commercial plot was won by both of them, both brothers, right? Sinoland and Far East. Okay, so just know that there's a shortfall. In real estate, you don't solve a shortfall problem just overnight, no matter what. So things play out slowly. So we have time to react. We have time to purchase. We have also time to educate our buyers why waiting is not in their favor. If they are waiting and the years of supply are like that, for example, in these years, right, in the year, this stock market, if they are waiting and they see a supply, excess, they see a supply excess like in these years, yeah, you want to wait, fair enough, because there's excess supply, there's a likelihood that price will correct sufficiently to be worth your while waiting. But where we are currently, these few years, we are seeing a largely shortfall in supply. So waiting isn't the game to play. Okay, waiting is just meaning that you are getting older, you're getting less loan, and the prices aren't going to correct to a level that you will be happy with, even if it does correct a little bit. Okay, so next I'll just cover the. Oops. Okay, as of second quarter, okay, we have second quarter results now. We can see that the. Just a minute, let me find. Suddenly I can't find my mouse pointer. Okay, yeah, got it. So you can see here the last area over here. Okay, we can see that unsold supply is still steadily decreasing. Okay, URA as of last quarter, I mentioned to you all that they are releasing more land, but it's still on a very conservative release mode. So they're not aggressively putting on a lot of land supply just to solve this shortfall problem. And the reason is simple, because even if you provide more land for people to bid and win, for developers to bid and win, there's a shortage in labor. There's a shortage in the number of foreign labor that can come in to work on this construction. That's why there's already delays, there's already compliance, further delays, material delays, delivery delays, and so on, right? And furthermore, compounded by shortfall of labor. That's why we know that URA doesn't want to, even if they increase more land, right? You can't solve the labor crunch. Yeah, more land, not enough workers, same problem. Prices still escalate. Okay, cost escalation is a very real thing. So if you're new to the market, you don't understand about inflation, right? Yeah, and you don't buy a property, in a few years you look back and you understand your painful lesson of inflation. Okay, it is very, very pronounced in these few years for the property market. Okay, so next, let me just go straight into the plots that's been released recently. Right. Now we can see as of yesterday, Slim Barracks Rise, the area in One North, where we most recently had One North Eden launched and very successfully sold, right? It is a purple plot. Okay, the purple one is One North Eden. So the plot that we're talking about for Parcel A is a larger plot. There are two plots, Parcel A, Parcel B, right? Parcel A won by this Evan Lim and Co. EL development. Okay, so it's going to be a residential and commercial mixed development. That's going to be estimated 265 units. Also not a big launch. Just like One North is a small 100 over units, 165 units. This is 265 units. It's a more regular shaped plot than the plot B, if you realize. So plot A is more sought after, I would feel, and plot A definitely has more nice attributes as a development with nicer facilities and more landscaping, more footprint for the residents to enjoy. Okay, these plots are very close to Buona Vista. Okay, so we have Buona Vista, East-West line, we have the Circle line nearby. We also have the One North line further down south, okay, all within walking distance. And of course, it's a thriving hub, a biopolis, with a lot of activity and employment around this place. Okay, so it's going to be easily, if you win it, very likely you can sell it in this plot of land. So developers are very confident of this. And EL development is also a builder. So by winning this plot, they can actually launch it at a lower price because in a normal situation, right, someone who wins this plot, you can see the asking price here, sorry, the break-even price. You can see here, let me just get the spotlight. Okay, hang on. Okay, good. Got my laser pointer. Somehow it's not working very well. Just give me a minute. Stop the whole share and start again, all right? Just a minute, guys. Sorry for some technical difficulties. Okay, got my mouse back. Very good. Spotlight over here. Okay, so you can see here, EL development is the winner of this plot. Okay, I've gotten this from each prop as usual. It's a residential with first floor commercial. It's a 1986 per square foot per plot ratio, what they can build in gross floor area ultimately, including balcony spaces and all these tax incentive spaces. Okay, the estimated selling price in normal situations, if they are not a builder, should be around a 2.3 to 2.5 mark. Okay, but because EL development is part of the Evan Lim and Co construction company, right? I believe they have a lower cost of construction and they are able to get it down to even 2000, early 2000. That means probably 2.1 to 2.2 per square foot. Okay, so what can we expect from these plots? Which other sites are going to be impacted and which of them can see higher sales volume moving forward? Because this is a record sales number, right? This is the highest bid is per square foot, 1246 PSF before building costs, before your land financing, professional taxes, and so on, marketing costs. Okay, so 1246 is actually a record high. Let's see which are the. Oh, let's see the second plot first, and then we can take a look at whether which projects will be affected by this. Okay, this is the second plot, the irregular shape one, less regular shape. So there's also commercial below. Okay, so it's going to be very vibrant. I believe there'll be a lot of drinking places, cafes, pubs, different amenities like your supermarkets and so on, okay, and a lot of F&B outlets. Okay, so this is a smaller plot, 140 units only, won by Gao Xiuhua, okay, director of Kingsford. I believe they are very aggressive in getting land bank now, probably to also prove their point. You know what? After a very bad publicity initially for their Kingsford, Waterby, Hilley or Hillford, right? Hillford. They are trying to salvage their reputation. Okay, so they are now doing Normanton Park, and now we have the Slim Barracks plot as well. So this is going for 1,210 per square foot PPR. Okay, after break even of land financing costs, construction costs, professional legal taxes, marketing costs, and so on, we get about 1,941. Okay, if you estimate a selling price, usually around 15 to 25% higher for profit margin, you will get about 22 to 24 per square foot. Okay, for RCR zone, 22 to 24 seems like the new norm. Okay, so your CCR projects that are going like 2,000 each, right, are likely to be buoyed higher by all these pricing set in the RCR segment. Okay, and if you recall, we have talked about before in our 7 steps to choosing a low risk and high profit potential project, right, or resale property even, that Jackie shared with you about a few months back. One of the factors is about GLS, whether there are GLS plots nearby that can help you to push your prices higher, because GLS plots usually are more expensive each time it's launched if they are given similar attributes. Meaning you have to compare apples to apples, almost the same size, both are mixed developments, or both are just pure residential, both are the same tenure, 99, then you'll see that prices usually go up with each succeeding land being released. Okay, so in this case in point, this One North Gateway is actually One North Eden. Okay, this was launched 2019. You can see over here, 2019, right? 2019, and it was at that point, the highest bid was 1,001.5 for the land. Okay, it's very similar in size. Okay, not identical but similar. This is about 6,000 square feet, 6,000 square meter area. This is about 8,000 square meter area. Bigger, but well, both are almost similar. And residential with first story commercial, both of them are the same. Okay, now 2 years later, this plot was released. Okay, and this plot is more expensive by 24%. Okay, so this is the effect of GLS plots when they are released one after another. That's why one of the things that we point you out, one of the 7 factors, right, is to look out for GLS plots around the place you are buying. If there are more, usually it's better than if there are none. All right, because that means that neighborhood is very matured. You might not see a new launch that can push up your current project's pricing. Okay, so use this in your own assessment for your clients as well. If you forgot about the training, what are the details, please look at Navis Learning Group. Look through what we talked about. You can also go to Link Up and find the slide deck on how you can use a 7-step framework to assess whether a project has a higher likelihood of profit and lower risk. Okay, so there's no guaranteed profit and no risk, no such thing in the market. Everything you put your money in, there's risk, but at least higher profit potential by checking all the 7 factors with 2 bonus factors inside, right? Total 9 if you want to look at it that way. And also to lower your risk of not being able to sell the profit or not being able to get a tenant, okay, no cash flow. So relook at the lesson again, please. Okay, I'll move forward. Okay, these are some projects. This is very small, I know. So if you are watching on your phone, well, excellent. You can see you probably have eagle vision. Okay, but I'm going to read out for you some of these projects that will benefit the most in sales. Likelihood, one of the key beneficiaries will be Canning Hill Pierce. Okay, Canning Hill Pierce estimated also in the mid to slightly high 2,000-ish PSF range, but Canning Hill Pierce being in a much superior location, also in the RCR zone. Okay, should see that the the Slim Barracks plots being sold at this price, pushing sales for Canning Hill Pierce. So you're focusing on that, getting buyers for that project, right? Good luck to you. There should be a lot of interest. Okay, Reflections is the second one, although this has already TOP for many years, but there are still about 73%, 27% unsold units. Okay, so although they are larger units, okay, but there are about 23% unsold. Reflections should also see some push up in pricing because a neighboring nearby plot in District 5 is selling for such a high price. Next one, in the RCR zone. Okay, this whole list is RCR zone, by the way. So we compare, in a way, all the same region with the same region. Okay, so for investment project, people who want RCR, these are your choices. You can swing them to Penrose. Okay, Penrose is 87% sold, but there are still quite a lot of units left. Currently, average PSF is slightly less than 1.7. Kentridge Hill Residence, also nearby, Pasir Panjang, similarly in District 5. Kentridge Hill now looks very cheap in comparison. Okay, 1,825 per square foot. But Kentridge Hill is almost fully sold, 91% sold. The next two are Mayfair Gardens. Mayfair Gardens, we can see PSF is 1,974, currently average. Okay, 88% sold. Foret is going to be a great sell in the next few months. So please focus on it. If you're doing any, swinging any investors or helping advise people on what to buy, right? Foret is a great investment now because it's freehold. It's in District 21, also considered nearby, and it's only 1,988 per square foot. Okay, there's still about 24% of units left. Okay, on the right side of the column, if you can't see, these are actually the total 1-bedder, 2-bedder, 3-bedder, 4-bedder units left. Later on, we will put this into our link up. Sean will help to upload it, and you can refer it on your big screen. Okay, so the number of available units. Mayfair Modern, okay, is another project you can focus on. 2,031 PSF. The Woodley Residence integrated development, 2,113 per square foot. Now looks cheap because it's a fully integrated development, not just a level 1 commercial like Slim Barracks. Okay, Woodley will start to look cheap. Landmark, the landmark in town area, in this Chinatown area, D3, okay, 2,159 PSF. The line at Tanjong Ru, also a completed project, but freehold, going for only 22 per square foot. Okay, freehold, East Coast, 22 per square foot. If given a choice, some people may choose that. Okay, versus 99 in Buona Vista area. Neon, okay, Neon is also in the east, freehold, 23 per square foot. And finally, Amber Park, freehold, 25 per square foot, slightly higher, but well, if you take a look at Amber Park, the finishing and the location and the freehold status, it could attract some people to buy Amber Park instead of wait for Slim Barracks. Okay, so I'll go to the next slide now. So in short, these are the projects that I see as RCR projects that will benefit a lot in sales in the next few months. Once again, if you're doing any articles, you're doing any pay-per-click, social media ads, these are some good projects that you can focus on because naturally people will be comparing these new sales price records, right, to these projects and selling these projects, whether you or someone else. This will be the easiest sell in the market. Let's move forward. Let's talk about the next site. Okay, we have the Jalan Anak Bukit site. This is in Upper Bukit Timah, right? Next to Beauty World MRT station. So in recent years, there has been a lot of transformation in Beauty World. So we have been saying that again and again. Now we are reaching probably this second, probably at the 60% mark of finishing this area's revitalization according to the URA master plan. So from we had a Daintree, View at Kismis, to Verdale, to the Link, to even this Jalan Anak Bukit site. So a lot of developments have been coming up, and for it, of course. Yeah, so this has been a lot of hype bringing up prices. Okay, so this most recent launch that Far East won, Far East actually put in 3 different bids under 3 different entities so that they can win this. And it seems like recently they have been going after land that is more concept based, so they can actually influence the area, and they build a kind of a It's not just building a condo to sell, but rather to have some commercial space, have some greenery space. So they like to master plan a small area. Okay, so this is still a long way to go, of course. 2028 completion, TOP. So it's a long way. So not all developers have the same appetite, but while Far East, given their have in the market, they're able to take it on. Estimated selling price will be 23 to 25 per square foot. Okay, so why is it 23 to 25? Well, apart from their bid being high, they also have to plan for risk management because it takes a long time to complete. So their financing costs, all this will be very high. There's also the risk of not being able to complete on time and having penalties such as your ABSDQC penalties, right? So the estimated selling price is around 23 to 25 per square foot, even though the break-even price is only 1658. Okay, so if you do a normal calculation, 1658 times 20 to 25% profit margin, you will not get this number 2350 to 235 or 2500. But it's because we have to incur intangibles I mentioned earlier. And furthermore, they are Far East. Far East don't price cheap. Okay, they price and they sell slowly. They're not listed firms, so kind of taking their time to sell. Okay, so not as in a big rush as the overseas developers. Okay, so what developments are likely to see some form of movement and impact based on this integrated developments pricing in the future? 23 to 2500 per square foot for 99 years integrated development. You can buy some launches even in D9, 10, 11, right? So let's take a look. Okay, I see the most impactful ones. Okay, immediate will be these three. Okay, I'll read it out for you. 4th Avenue Residence. Okay, now going at averagely 23 plus PSF. Okay, there's a 72%, so still quite a lot of units to focus on. Copa and Newton. I've been saying this since mid of the year. Looking very good now. 2366 per square foot, about half sold, still another half left. Okay, the Hill on Holland. 2425 per square foot. Okay, and this is freehold. Obviously, it's the only freehold here in Holland. So it's going to, there's about 68% left. So for all three types, right, there are a lot of, there's 2-3 bidders mostly remaining. 1 bidders remaining 4th Avenue and Copa. There are still total 80 units. So still worth your investment in advertisements or to do campaigns and so on, okay? So then there's ample units in the 2 and 3 room bidder units. So you can focus on these 3 launches. Okay, it's likely to take off, more interest, more search volume, more people talking about them, and naturally higher sales. Okay, so you can focus on that. This is the list: 4th Avenue, Copa, Hill and Holland. Okay, there's about 150 over projects in the market today. So, but you don't have to focus on everything. You'll make you very lost, very distracted. So take some of the names that come up in this training, and then just focus on 2 or 3 projects. That's it. You don't have to do everything. Even better if you can focus on a cluster. That means if you want to focus on a certain cluster like Foret and nearby, like what else you have? Foret, you have the Mayfair Garden, Mayfair Modern considered nearby. Then you can focus on them collectively. So you can swing buyers who are already familiar with that area. Cluster targeting is very effective. It's very also useful for you to recycle the buyers that come in. Okay, when you bring them too far away from, for example, from the Beauty World area, you want to swing them to somewhere further like Penrose, might be a bit harder because they could be familiar with that area. But never say never, but it's always good to have a cluster targeting. Okay, next project I'm going to talk about is Flint Park. Flint Park is this awkward shaped land. Okay, that has a very nice hill views. It's on a hill going up. So it's low rise, so only 5 stories. And it's freehold. Okay, total 271 units can be built there. So this is District 5 again, RCR. So apart from what we saw earlier, Buona Vista side, the Slim Barrack side, right? The 2 parcels A and B. Now we have another one in District 5. The earlier one, Jalan Anak Bukit, was District 21. So most of it are in the west side, right? West Central, not the far west, but West Central area. Okay. So this is freehold, and we can see that the developer is Hoi Hub and Sunway who won the bid. This is an en bloc site. Okay, so break even is about 2079 per square foot. estimated selling price you can expect is 24, okay, to 2550 per square foot, but even 2079, estimated selling 24 to 25 for a freehold plot in Pasir Panjang. Okay. If I move too fast and you have any questions midway, feel free to put into the chat group. Okay, I'll answer them as soon as I can see them. Now, these are some projects, once again, that will benefit from the sales, okay, of this site. First, we have Florence at Bukit Timah. So you can hear this name comes up a few times because it is looking to be a great buy now. Florence still has 1, 2, 3 bedroom, 4 bedrooms, and 5 bedrooms. Okay, so you have a lot of units there for you to sell. So you can still focus on this project, and the sizes and the prices are very affordable. Okay, 1 bedder from 974K, 2 bedders from 1.3 mil, 3 bedders from 1.89 mil, 4 bedders from 2.6 mil. Okay, so it's still considered in the market as a very affordable pricing for an RCR project. Okay, so the next one we have is the Line, also coming up, the Line. Okay, there are just about 20 over units left at the Line, but if you have clients who need something immediate to move in fast, okay, the Line is a great choice now. It's an easier sell compared to years ago when a lot of prices have not caught up to what they're asking. Okay, suddenly freehold in East Coast 2,000 plus, low 2,000 plus is very reasonable. Okay, here on Holland, once again, another launch that you can focus on. Okay, Amber Park freehold. Okay, basically these leads are all freehold, so we compare only the freeholds with this, with a similar pricing and likely to be pushed up in sales. So Leiden Green is the last one. Okay, Leiden Green, we have 2.5 per square foot, average PSF 2.6 per square foot, and then total sold percentage 42%. So there's still about another 300 over units at Leiden. Okay, so these are great projects. If you want to do targeting, right? Whose mic is that? Don't mind having me mute the mic, please. Thank you. Yep. Okay, so if you're doing targeting on Facebook, right, you can also do something like top freehold projects. Okay, that are they are the top most popular freehold projects for second half of 2021. You can do something like that, and this is the list that you can use to swing your buyers. Okay, those who are interested, you can let them know. Okay, which one is better out of these total 5 projects and the Flint Park one that's coming up, right? If they are waiting for that, you can swing them to this meantime. These are all freehold, similar pricing, and some of them better attributes as well. Okay, so that's an angle for your advertisement. Okay, so Joel has a very good comment and observation. I think Joel has been out shopping recently. Okay, and it's a very fair observation that he has been looking around for many of the freehold units there, and there are not many desirable facing units left. Okay, it may be a tough sell for those looking for own stay. Absolutely, yes, I agree, because those who are looking for own stay tend to be more picky of the views, the floor level, and yeah, so it's natural, yes. But from an investment perspective, if you're just looking for good deals, you make do with what's over there left, and these are still comparables that you can buy. If not, they have to turn to the resale market to buy something, and it's not cheap there either, right? Because resale owners are also quite crazy in their asking prices. Okay, but thanks for the comment, Joel. Very useful. Okay, let's move forward. The next plot we have is, let's skip anything. Yeah, the next plot we have is Tampines Street 62 parcel. There's parcel A and B. So you can see the purple one is A. This is B. That's a reserve site. Okay, B. This is B. This is A. Okay, so A was on the confirmed list, meaning regardless of the price being tendered for, government will sell it. Okay, why? Because there's a lot of BTOs around the area too. So when the government like to plan, right, they also plan that, okay, all these BTO people, right, they are in their, say, 20s to early 30s. Now, once they fight MOP, they surely want to upgrade. So if the government don't give them some choices nearby, new EC, new condo, I can tell you a lot of people were upset because they can't stay in Tampines. They want to upgrade, they have to move to further flung areas, right? Or out of their neighborhood where their parents are or the schools are. So the planning has always usually evolved around making sure there's sufficient housing choices for upgraders also. Okay, so you can see A is what the government thinks is sufficient to launch at this point. B is only if there's too much interest by developers and someone is willing to put in a very good price, then yes, B will be sold. Okay, otherwise they will wait for the right price. Government also have a secret reserve price that they are not going to tell you. Okay, this is going to target the TOP somewhere in 2026. Okay, the winner of this plot is Chng. Okay, Chng and Santali. Okay, JV. There's going to be 590 units. Okay, District 18 outside core central region. Outside core central region. Outside core region, sorry. Okay, the estimated price, okay, with such a big amount, right? Okay, 113, 1 PSF, the estimated, if you take out a calculator, punch in simple fingers like 1.15, that means 15% profit margin, you will get something around 1250 to 1350 PSF. Okay, this range. Well, early launches, of course, they might price at low 1.2. Then later on, it may price low towards the end as usual. Okay, same for all the other launches. Usually, they will have a low price to generate sales, up to 30% sales to get their financing released by the bank because there's a quota. And then after that, right, then they will slowly phase up the prices. So the price look towards the middle to the end. Okay, why? For those of you who are new to new launches, right? Because if no one bought it, the launch, nobody dares to buy, right? So the only way to get a crowd is to have a crowd. So they want the initial launch to at least have some good traction, media coverage, and that fosters confidence in the later buyers coming in. Okay, this is human psychology, and it is always this way. Okay, so not all developers, of course, practice this, but most developers practice this way in Singapore. Okay, so 1250 to 1350. By the time by the time this is launched, it could be another because around 15 months. So it could be next year end, or even it should be around next year end by now. So by next year end launch, the pricing of 1250 for ECs could already be a norm. Okay, especially in a matured area like Tampines. Okay, so don't be surprised. ECs instead of 1150, 12 becomes 1250 in pricing moving forward. Okay, so what are the launches that will benefit from this Tampines project, EC project? Okay, some of them are fully sold already. I have this list here that says number 1, Park Canberra. Well, some of them are fully sold. Piermont Grand is not fully sold, but okay, sorry, these two are almost fully sold. Okay, our data rounds up to 100%. Why? Because there's only 1 3-bedroom in Park Canberra left. Okay, and 3 5-bedrooms in Piermont Grand left. It is all automated, updated by our system. This, by the way, this software is something that will be released to you very soon. Later, I do a short demo. Okay, we sell some goyo. Yeah, we are now in the final stages of finishing it, and then we'll release to you very soon so that you can easily compare across a data table all the different launches, what unit types are available, how many are sold, and so forth. Okay, so putting your power in your hands. We have Ola Province. Of course, these are ECs also. Park Central in Tampines, 1172 PSF is going to sell out very soon. Anyway, it's just 27 units left. Okay, Park Greenwich, 1218 PSF EC. Okay, and then for the rest, we see a lot of condos. So these condos like Parkwood Residence. Okay, Parkwood Residence by Oxley at 1290 PSF. It'll start to look cheap when this Tampines EC comes about. Okay, Jovel, well, the Jovel at this Tampines, near to Tampines East MRT station. Okay, that side. Riverfront Residence. Okay, the last how many units? Last 6 units. Okay, Treasure at Tampines, 1004 PSF. Some people may think that 1.2 plus to 1.3 to buy an EC, I might as well pay a little bit more. 1.3 plus or 1.4 to buy a condo that I can sell anytime. Don't have to wait for MOP after TOP, right? So you wait 4 years, then you wait 5 years to sell. You total wasted 9 years of your life. But well, some people could be thinking that way and then straight away buy a condo with 2-3 years they can sell and make a profit. Okay. So Water Gardens at Canberra, far from Tampines, of course. Water Gardens, however, is a condo. So you find it 1456. Some people can accept that. Okay. So the norm, it seems, for our OCR market is now in the 1.4 plus per square foot range. 1.4 plus. Okay, to get anything decent. Okay, may not be near MRT, but at least an OCR condo launch of a decent size, a big size, not the Mickey Mouse like 50 units, 30 units kind of projects. Okay. So these are projects that you can focus on if you're doing OCR areas and you're looking for buyers who, or you're looking for a topic to engage them, an angle to engage them. OCR condos less than 1.5 per square foot, for example, 1,005 per square foot. And these are some units choices they have. Or even if you look at the price list, right? Over here, this price list is averagely about, the 3 rooms are averagely about 1.3 mil, okay, and below. So you can also do a simple list, a collate a list that says a 3-bedroom below, brand new 3-bedroom condos below 1.3 mil and see what you get. Okay, you may catch some people, you can swing them around to, of course, like whatever you review may be ECs, may not be in locations that they want, but because budget, right? So at least you tell them the choices. Then from there, some people can increase their budget a little bit. You can still have you have already engaged them, and there's a higher chance that you can close them. Okay, use all this for engagement. Okay, in short, these are the projects that are likely to see more sales from the Tampines EC sites record price. Okay, by the way, it's the highest ever price for an EC. It's Tampines Street 62 site. Okay, next one, we have Lentor Central. Lentor Central, there's 600 units. Lentor Central is a small growth hotspot. So if you go to the master plan, okay, you can see that this area will have, there's an MRT that just came out, right? Lentor MRT here. Okay, so there's MRT here. So you will find a few plots being released in time. Okay, this is the confirmed plot. These are, I think, 2 more are reserve plots or just not released yet. Okay, so there are a couple more sites around here. Okay, I'll just show you quickly on my I just show you very quickly on URA master plan. Okay, because Lentor is a very exciting site. A lot more land plots are going to come up, and as of now, it's just starting, right? It's just starting to release. So it's like the I'll compare it to the Beauty World. Although Beauty World is a lot more matured estate, but you can see Beauty World in the past few years keep launching land, right? So land prices keep going up and going up. So what we want to see, what we are going to see in Lentor is the same thing. Pricing should keep going up as more transformation happens in this area. Okay, so I'm going to show you Lentor. Can you all see? Am I sharing my screen? Wait a minute. No, let me share it now again. Here. Okay. Okay, so Lentor. Let's zoom in on the Lentor area. Okay, so this is the Lentor area, right? So one map. Let's see whether we can. Okay, so maybe I just overlay and let you see. Yeah, so this whole area, you can see there's a lot of open ground, right? Okay, this area here, I'm going to highlight. This whole area here, there's a lot of open ground. It's very, very big. Okay, Lentor MRT around here. Okay, so what we want to know here is this, just to look at what are the plans coming up. And can you see? So if you do an overlay and you play the opacity, right? The overlays, you can see that, wow, there's a lot of plots coming up. Very exciting. Okay, be the first mover. So Lentor, for your clients who want to invest in this area and want to have a lot of growth coming up because of the releasing of subsequent GLS plots, right? Just like, you know, in Pasir Ris, the area, CS Star and the surroundings. Okay, there were a lot of plots being released together. Okay, over a few years. Okay, this is an area that's going to be like that. Okay, so look out for this space. So what has been released, and then subsequently all this with plot ratio. I don't think they will have HDBs here. These are all landed estates and it's pretty much private estates. So it's not likely to be HDBs here. Okay, you can see these are likely to all be some condo plots, maybe even some ingress route from either way, some roundabout or park in the middle so that you can get all to the different condo homes. Okay, so these are very exciting areas that you can expect to see a lot of housing in the next few years. So if you are the first mover, you want a first mover advantage to an area, Lentor is starting to heat up. Okay, so you can wait for that launch. So if you don't want to wait and you want to say, hey, you know what, Lentor is going for this price, what else can you buy with good returns, right? Okay, yeah, let me stop this, go back to the slides. Let's take a look. Okay, back here. So Lentor, Coco Land won the site, by the way. So let's take a look. D20 OCR. Okay. Break even per square foot is 1933. Okay, break even per square foot. Likely selling price is around this range. Okay, remember our Ang site also about 2002 per square foot, right? So your even this is slightly OCR, right? But your some parts, some very matured OCR estates with growth hotspots are likely to see 2000 niche PSF as well. Okay, and this is also a mixed development. So just take note. Very high price for this area, but because of the growth and the hype in the next few years, there is likely to be an attraction. Okay, remember also that surrounding there are a lot of old rich people with a lot of equity in their landed properties, in their old condos around there, that may also finance the purchase of their subsequent generation, their children, their grandchildren, right, to stay around them. Okay, so there's a chance that these launches here will be very, very well received. Okay, what projects then will be impacted by this? What are the neighboring one? Of course, you for Lentor to sell at 2122 PSF, you basically can sell a lot of things across the island, right? But what are the more immediate areas that will be impacted by this launch? Let's take a look. Okay, number one, Florence. Okay, the Florence Residence, 1651 PSF versus your Lentor around 21 PSF. Okay, so Florence is now looking to be more attractive. The Gazania, okay, Gazania is freehold. The Lilium is also freehold at 2000 per square foot. So they are in District 19. Okay, more central. So some people will say that I'd rather buy in District 19 than 20. 20 is further away. And then furthermore, at around the same price, 99 years, I can buy a freehold Gazania Lilium. Okay, so be it. Then you can swing them to either one. Third, you have fourth, you have Senkan Grand Residence. Okay, Senkan Grand Residence, which is integrated development, selling at 1007 PSF, will start to look cheap. Yeah, I know a few months ago, a year ago or so, I was telling you, Senkan Grand isn't at the right time now to push. Why? Because at that point I found, wow, compared to the market, it's a lot more expensive. There are a lot better buys, but now the market has shifted and moved, and 17 for integrated looks cheap by in contrast. Okay, next we have Parkwood Residence again, 1290 per square foot. Okay, so these are some launches that you can focus on to swing if you are already doing lead gen for Lentor Residence. Okay, yeah, some people call it Lentor Residence or Lentor Central Residence. Then you can swing them to these other projects as well to see that there's a lot more value. Okay. Someone asked, is Senkan Grand the last plot of land in that area? Good question. I have to check because I did not recently research on that. So how can we do that? We can also go back to example. Let me, maybe later I come to your topic, okay, so I don't jump between screens. Okay, later we can go to a master plan and look through Senkan Grand Residence, the area, whether there's any more upcoming plots. Okay, so just remind me if I forget. Okay. Now at the bottom, okay, ignore that, never mind. Okay, so these are the projects that you can swing to. Oh, I added Woodley to this list because Woodley at about 2001 PSF now can look very, very attractive. Okay, 2-1 for Woodley integrated versus Lentor Central. One is a lot closer to town. Bidadari is also a very good growth hotspot. I would say Bidadari is no less than Lentor Central. Bidadari itself is very exciting. A lot of BTO upgraders in the next 8 years that will fuel the growth of private home prices around the area. Furthermore, Bidadari has a lot of plots Okay, a lot of plots that are moving up. They will move prices up. Okay, so next, let's take a look at Marina View. Okay, the last plot that we'll cover. Okay, Marina View, well, there isn't a lot of data yet. Yesterday, it was just uploaded to URA's website that they have awarded this to IOI. There isn't a lot of numbers we can get from it as of now because it's a mixed development with residential, with commercial, with service apartments. So we don't know yet exactly what are the break-even prices expected for the residential component. Okay, so the number of hotel rooms you can see on the left-hand side. Okay, housing units estimated 900 units. Okay, 900 units housing. Estimated hotel rooms 540 units. Okay, so we won't have a lot of data for this to discuss, but it's okay. I just want to throw it out to you. We can discuss it at the next update. Okay, unknown as at 30th September, the break-even price for residential units and the estimated selling price, but we will come back to that. Okay, the next round. Okay, so now let's take a pause on the market also with the recent news and what we can see from EC, from this news on the 16th of September. Okay, in case you guys don't read the news that I send out daily, right? I usually send out in the Team Builders chat group. Hopefully the Team Builders also cascade down to all your own teams. Also in some team chats. Okay, please read this because it helps you get a very good pulse on the market daily and you know what people are talking about. So there's dwindling options for EC buyers in second half of 2021 and 2022. So whatever ECs on the market, even if you're launching at 1,200, 1,250, I can tell you, some buyers have no choice. A lot of HDB upgraders have no choice. Then they will just buy that because the next jump in your private condo market will be 1.4 plus to 1.5 per square foot. Not everybody can afford that, right? So a lot of them may just go the EC route. Furthermore, if they need a place to stay, buying an EC back to back, right? They are not impacted by ABSD. You know that, right? Your HDB owners, you buy an EC, there's no ABSD. You can take a full 75% loan and come upon TOP, then of course you got to sell off your HDB. Okay, so this is by the way by Lizitik, our head of research in Huttons, a very well written article. Okay, so what are the key areas that he mentioned? I will not go into the whole article, but supply, well, we mentioned that supply below historical average. Okay, especially EC unsold and uncompleted supply. We can see it's okay currently at this low. Okay. It's come down from a high in 2020, early 2020. Okay, completed ECs. Okay, average price. Okay, I will skip that. Rising affluence. Okay, HDB upgraders driving demand. Why? Of course, we know in the past 1 year there are so many $1 million HDB flat. Right? It's like wow, super spike up in the number of affluent HDB upgraders. So these people have cash in their pockets. What are they going to buy? A lot of people have aspirational needs. After having a HDB, they will want an EC or a condo, okay? And then, well, that helps them to be their second pot of gold after making money from their BTO, right? You buy a BTO, it's actually also buying a new launch, you put it that way. Okay, some people say, don't buy new launch is no good. Well, you buy BTO before. Do you make money from BTO? Well, that's a new launch. Okay, so just make them think about it. Yeah, I actually make money from new launch. Why you don't go new launch again? It's possible that you make money again. But of course, you need our 7-step framework so that you're more careful and they need you to help them choose something good. Okay, next, let's go on. Rising costs. I also sent this out a couple of days ago. Zitik sent this to us. And rising costs, if you have been thinking or rather hearing about rising costs, but you're not too sure, right? Really, meh? Costs rising so much? Are you sure? Well, this is exactly what happens, okay? So you can see the breakdown of what is happening from shipping costs. For example, you can see the freight rates, okay? Freight rates are here. Your freight rates shipping, okay? Up more than 200%. We get materials from all over the place. Okay, so before June 2020, it was less than $3,000 per 40-foot container. Now is 3 times more, okay? More than 10,000 per container. Things are getting more expensive. Okay, building materials costs, your cost of construction consists of what? Steel, right? Steel, rebar, these things we see. Okay, cement, granite, sand, 3 to 10% increment. Concrete more than 20%. Okay, aluminium 59%. Copper. Okay, your electrical wires and so on 81%. All these things go into your costs plus labor costs, right? Compliance, doing all your ART tests and all these things. Your worker salary increased by around 50%. Higher skilled workers, the engineer, the yellow hats or the white hats, okay, then the white hats are going for even around a 50% increment, okay. Even your very basic workers, right, are costing more right now, okay. And then of course your foreign worker levy lah, plus the fact that a lot of them cannot come in, okay, not easily during COVID. So all these things are problems that it's like a perfect storm in the market. Government wants the price growth to be stable, but COVID is making prices unstable because of all these things that's happening as a side effect. Okay, so this is very real. Your clients who are not very cute into what's happening, why costs are so high, be the one who educates and share this with them, all right? So that they can accept today's price. The key point is to accept today's price. Don't live in the past. Too many people are still living in the past, wanting to get the prices of, last time, my grandmother, my ancestor, my whoever. Sorry to say, you can't get that price. Yeah, if you can get that price, you probably don't have a job already, because a lot of people will be unemployed in such a drastically bad situation in the economy. Okay. So next, moving forward, these are also the recent news. You can see contractors having contractual disputes. Some of them are bankrupt, right? They went insolvent because they cannot complete their BTOs, because their workers cannot work as usual, because the compliance costs are too high. Now they also house them separately in more space than usual. Even moving workers around, they need more buses rather than just one. So a lot of extra blind side costs that consumers, of course, are not willing to pay more, but then well, sadly, the contracts have been inked, and well, if the more of them go bust or they go through these insolvency issues, right, the more the delays will be. So at the same time, government is also helping out with contractual revision and so on, and trying to prop them their industry up. Well, but the truth is there's more pressures on labor. Yeah, and it's not easily eased. It can only get worse. It's very hard to get better so soon. So the likelihood of these cost side pressures being eased is very low, meaning prices it's very hard to push prices down. Everything is pushing up. Okay, so manpower, material constraints, as you've read in the news, and I just covered. Okay, I won't cover again. Now, this was prepared by Zetek also. So impact of higher land prices and construction costs. In the event that you see land costs going up 20%, like I showed you just now in the example of Slim Barracks, right? The one North Eden site versus the Slim Barracks recent Parcel A site, increment was about 24%. Meaning a selling price is going to increase. Meaning one North Eden people already made money. Okay, they did not wait; they took action. Okay, construction costs going up 20% means your selling price again another 5 to 10%. Well, all in all, total you can see pricing. The new acceptance level is 15 to 25% higher because of these intangibles happening in the market. Okay, so acceptance. You as the salesperson must also learn to accept today's prices. The more you live in the past, the more you suffer, because your sales will suffer, because you cannot convince that buyer also, because you are not convinced. Okay, so first be convinced. Okay, so I want to summarize everything. We are reaching the end. Summarize with this. Remember what we mentioned in second half, okay, in July this year, where I talked about your estimated MOP flat pipeline. MOP flat pipeline means that people are, coming out to buy, right? Because the MOP, yeah, I can sell, I can move to condo. Okay, so your blue color bars, remember, in these few years will record high years for MOP. Okay, 2019 to 2022, meaning this year and next year, there's still a lot of MOP supply of buyers. That's why your resale listing sells so fast. That's why the unsellable listing suddenly have so many phone calls, right? So, but you can see that the estimated completed private home pipeline, the red line, is still below, okay? At one point last time when market was still correcting, right, you can see that the completed home pipeline was super high, okay, 20,000 or so, 30,000 or so a year. Currently, you can see that the completion pipeline for private home supply is not as high as the MOP buyers in the market. And you can see even further that the next 5 years is going to be very, very low. Okay, so what I predict is that, well, you can see the price growth, okay, year on year, you can see about 4 to 6% expected this year and next year annually. And then it may cool off somewhat by the 2023, 2024 at 2 to 3% growth per annum. And then beyond that, 2025 onwards, right? My estimated take on this is 2 to 3% growth per annum. Okay, but it's still supply dependent lah, because as of now, we can't really project so far in the future. We can project 4 or 5 years at most. Anything beyond, we can't tell about, because supply takes time to build, 4 to 5 years to build. Beyond that, we can't tell whether the government will release a lot more land next year, whether labor is going to come in en masse next year, and things will be resolved. Okay, but at least as of from now, right, 2021 all the way to 2024, you can expect growth, and nothing but growth. Okay, so you better be invested in something. If not, yeah, you will cry next time. Regret. Okay, so use this chart. Just let your clients know. We overlay local demand because people are saying that local demand, does it have enough legs to prop the market? Well, the truth is, well, in the past 2 years, you can see the local demand has enough legs, enough financial power to push up the whole market. Okay, because interest rates are really low. People know putting money in the bank doesn't really help. There's really, really sufficient local demand to buoy the market up. So let your clients know about this, okay? Not a lot of research centers around MOP flat versus completed pipeline homes comparison. So private pipeline comparison. So you can use this as one of your good tools to convince people to take action. There's fundamental demand. Okay, it's not speculative demand where we just say, don't worry lah, there will be buyer one. No, there are really buyers from the MOP upgraders and the $1 million flats. Okay, so next, let's move on. Just to reinforce, don't worry that there's too many units one day. First, there's not a lot of units being replaced. A lot of people en bloc got to move out very soon, or so maybe 1 or 2 years time they got to shift, or even less time they got to shift out. Then tear down the whole place. Suddenly, these people got to rent again because the next house is going to build in place takes 4 to 5 years to be built. So what's happening now? You can see average occupancy rates are still over 93% as of our second quarter results, right? You can see here over here. Oops. I suddenly can't see my mouse again. Okay, you can see over here, second quarter over here, okay? It's 6% vacancy. It's very, very low. Historically, 6% is very, very low. So there's very unlikely to be any issues with empty units bringing down rentals, because you know rentals are going up as well, right? So you can expect as the market improves in the later, this next 3 months, and the first half of next year, because all analysts plus the government, we can see that there's a lot more live with COVID kind of mindset already, living with COVID. So meaning businesses are going to start to prosper again. The shutdown F&B outlets, retail outlets are going to start to sprout up again. People are going to start spending more again after years of this streaming, holding back their purse strings. Okay, so what we can expect to see is businesses recovery, subsequently real estate recovery in full strength. Yeah, by then you want to be more conservative in buying than now. Okay, buy when people are fearful, right? Buy when there's still blood on the street, even if it's your own blood, right? This is what they say. So you have to be able to understand all the fundamentals so that you are able to be convicted and courageous in putting your money on the line. Okay, so hope you understand and can feel the same conviction. Okay, so finally, lastly, also, this is a summary of where our market has been in the past this bull run. Okay, currently we are only 18%, around 18% plus, okay, growth in this last bull run. They always say the lows are getting higher, right? The green lines, you can see the lows are getting higher, and it's true. The lows are always getting higher. In the previous cycles, you can see different growth rate, and usually they are like at least 39%, 60%, 63%. In the past, much more because of some index rebalancing, but it's still very high. Okay, 18% is still not a lot for this current growth wave. You can expect it to go a lot higher than lower. Okay, and going by HDB's finally crossing the last high in 2013, right? HDB owners have been grumbling for quite a number of years now, 8 years. Why my private neighbors, my friends all make money? Why my HDB never go up? Finally, government gave them some thing to party over. HDB prices are going up. Now finally reaching just the last peak in 2013. And likely it will continue to grow. Why? Because the enhanced HDB stimulus launched in 2019 September has not fully flowed down all the money, stimulus money that's given to HDB buyers and then to the sellers, right? Haven't flowed down to the man on the ground. There's still a lot of space for HDB flats to grow in price, seeing more $1 million flats next year, seeing more demand in the private market. Okay, so this is what I see. I hope you see what I see too. Okay, and that's the end of my session.